that easy, is it? Aha! I'm coming in now, singing, here's that. Someone I know is worthy and wonderful. Someone I know is fearless and free. Someone I know is blessed and beautiful. Oh yes, that's right, it's me. Whoa, whoa, someone I know is conscious and confident. Someone I know knows peace is the key. Joyful and jubilant. Who can it be? Oh yes, that's right, it's me. That's right, it's me. A child of the divine. That's right, it's me. As bright as stars I shine. That's right, it's me. Made from love's design. Lovable, gives effortlessly, is made out of miracle. Who can it be? Oh yes, that's right, it's me. Oh.
Good morning, Bill.
Thank you. I was waiting for that. Thank you. Yes, just trying to get a sense of being with all of you, and it is really a pleasure to be with all of you, more than I could possibly. Yeah, I don't know. Is this on? No. Oh, no wonder. No, she said. Confirmed. Yes. So yes, it really is a pleasure to be with all of you. Yes, thank you. Okay, so please join me if you want to. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, North Jersey. We are an open and firming science of mind community where the vibration of love lifts you, the wisdom of the ages inspires you, and the science of mind teaching empowers you. Yes, here at the center, right, we believe that heaven and hell are states of consciousness that you experience in this lifetime. and that you are the architect of your life, and that it's never, ever too late to know true happiness.
Right.
Yes. I want to, is Dave the one that did the SOM on this morning? Yeah, all right, so Dave, if you're online, which you might be, thank you so much for doing that. We really appreciate it. Also, welcome to all of you online right now. It's really great to know that you're there, even though I can't see you. Okay. Okay, it's weird looking into a camera for me. I don't know why, but it always is. Okay. Oh, thank you, Joe. Thank you. There you go. At least I can see something there. You're a little fuzzy, but I can see you. I see Donald. He's clapping. Thank you, Donald.
You can't miss Donald.
Okay, no, you can't. Okay, and and I just want to welcome anyone, and I know of one person that's new here today, but so I want to welcome you for being here today with open arms and an open heart. And I have a little gift for you. Yes.
We want to thank Angela for bringing her.
Yeah.
And thank you, Angela, for bringing her. Okay, so let's, no, okay, we have Zoom, right?
Yes.
Is that right?
We have our chance.
Okay, so go for this one.
You bring your day, I bring my night. You bring your love, I bring my light. We are the earth, the stars and sun, and all are one. Immersed in God, where all our love immersed in love, where all our God immersed in God, where all our love immersed in love, where all our God.
Good morning. Good morning, online tribe. Let us take a minute to get present and allow the vibration of good that surrounds us to infiltrate our body temple right here and right now. Take a moment, with me, if you will, to stop whatever it is that you're doing. And for the next minute or so, to just be. Because it is in the stillness that we allow spirit to find us instead of being a moving target. So let your hands be empty. Let your feet be still. Sense your breath. Let's go to the inner landscape and listen deeply, profoundly. Listen. Now join me, if you will, in our spiritual practice. You'll need to open your eyes for this. Everything I see is sacred.
Everything I see is sacred.
Everything I hear is sacred.
Everything I hear is sacred.
Everything I say is sacred.
Everything I say is sacred.
Everything I feel is sacred.
Everything I feel is sacred.
All of life is sacred.
All of life is sacred.
Let's do that together again. Together. Everything I see is sacred. Everything I hear is sacred. Everything I say is sacred. Everything I feel is sacred. All of life is sacred. Life is good and so very good. Life is meant to be good. Let us immerse ourselves into this idea and just let goodness and love and possibility reign over us. Right now, wherever you are, from the south to Mexico, to north, to Calgary, to the seats in this temple, right where you are, right where I am. Let us allow the presence of good to be our one and only reality. And I declare that today Spirit is here, Spirit is in this house, yes. Spirit has ordained these proceedings. Spirit has blessed our choir, our technology, our musicians, our practitioners, our members, the temple that houses this beautiful gathering of individuals. Spirit is in the house, and Spirit is in charge. And Spirit is the inspiration, and Spirit is the love that we flow on into the reality of our chosen dreams. If you say this is good and you accept this reality, whisper a sweet yes, and allow it and accept it. And together let us surrender this word to the one. Let us surrender it to love. Let us surrender it to awe. And so it is.
You bring your day, I bring my night. You bring your love, I bring my light. We are the earth, the stars and sun, and all are one. You bring your thoughts, I bring my words. We are the sea, the song of birds. We fly, we dance, we crawl, we run, and all are one. Immersed in God, where all are love. Immersed in love, where all are God. We bring our joy, we brightly shine. With all our flaws, we are divine. And at the end, we've just begun, and all are one. You bring your day, I bring my night. You bring your love, I bring my light. We are the earth, the stars and sun, and all are one. We are the sea, the song of birds. We fly, we dance, we crawl, we run, and all are one. We bring our joy, we brightly shine. With all our flaws, we are divine, and at the end we just begun, and all are one. Immersed in God, we're all our love. Immersed in love, we're all our God.
Okay, and now it's time for our monthly affirmation. If you have the sheet of paper that it's on, you can read along with me. And if you don't, then just, kind of listen to it in your own mind and make it real for yourself. And when I say that, all of you, to realize that perhaps, we know that Reverend Michelle wrote this, but I invite you to take it on as though you did, that you're saying it, you're being it. Okay, that's what I'm requesting. Okay, so I am the place where love resides. My I am is the evidence of a glorious, loving, and intelligent essence of good. With each breath I breathe, I express and expand this love. Filled to overflowing, I become a generous lover, supporter, cheerleader, and advocate for anyone who needs a bit of more love in their lives, and so it is. Okay, and now you'd like to say something? Is this where you'd like to do that? Yeah, I think so. Okay.
Yes, thank you. So, the center for 21 years has ebbed and flowed and morphed and been larger and smaller and financially good and financially in the crapper. And it's kind of been this way, and there's certain people that have followed our journey and been around and from many, many different points of view. So Edna and Ty, as our membership committee, they had this idea to invite individuals to come and do testimonials, as we saw Cindy did a few weeks back. So today we have another individual, someone near and dear to my heart for many reasons, and she's just here to share her why. Like why? There's many places, and as we all learned in COVID, you don't have to walk out of your door, which is a shame, because walking out of your door and connecting is so much of the healing that happens. It's not, and I appreciate the people who are far away and you're getting whatever you can get. But if you're capable of being here, the vibration that happens amongst individuals is just so beautiful. Please warmly welcome Kathy Duca. Do you want to hold it? Make your life easier.
Good morning.
Number one, let me begin by saying I have a few notes, a couple of hours worth. I hope you'll indulge me. But the real thing I want to begin by saying is, if you would, please wish me a happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
As I was having my coffee, collecting my remarks this morning, I realized that it was on this very day, September 10th, 2006, some 17 years ago, that I walked into the center. I'll tell you how I got here in a moment, but oh, yes, okay.
We have this.
Okay.
You have two speakers.
Two speakers. Okay. So, did you get the happy anniversary part? It's my anniversary. All right. So, who am I? So, I am an Italian American. I was raised Roman Catholic. I went to Catholic school from kindergarten through college. So I got a lot of Catholic going on. And the God that I was raised on, I knew as a loving God, but a God who also kind of kept score of things. And so if anything went wrong in my life, if anything bad happened, I thought, well, I must have done something to deserve this, and so the score, you know, one good, one bad, I suppose. So imagine my mindset when the new home that I moved into with my partner here in Montclair experienced a robbery the day of move-in. It was a very frightening event. It was so frightening that we couldn't live in the house. So when the movers put all the stuff in, we locked the door, and we had a place to live for a while, and I was pondering and crying, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And a friend of mine, I think, was so tired of me crying that she said, you got to come with me to a place. It's a kind of an unusual place. And you'll meet a minister. She's kind of an unusual minister. But you go and maybe you'll stop crying. So on September 10th, 2006, I walked in and Reverend Michelle was not there. Armand and Angelina were there. Yeah, of course I remember, yes, I do. So they were there, and I had my very first spiritual mind treatment with Tony. Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. And happy anniversary, Tony. And I left that day, I said to myself, I don't know what the heck just happened. I do not know what happened, but I couldn't stop thinking about it. But I thought it was a one-off. I thought it was a one-off. So the next week came, I was out very late the night before, I'm not an early riser, and I had really, I don't know, I kind of had forgotten about going. But for some reason, I woke up, and I didn't want to come, but my car wanted to come. And so I was led to come, and I met Reverend Michelle, and I thought to myself, well, this is really very different. Where's the communion? You know, I was used to communion. Where's the communion? And I very quickly realized that the communion was community. And that's how I was fed. That's how I was fed, yeah. And so this robbery, so the big thing that I want to mention today, my big point, and I'll insert it here, is what I have learned from this teaching is that what has the appearance of negativity and darkness and bad is so often not the case at all. And so with this traumatic event, this robbery that turned my life upside down, I went from thinking, what a bad, horrible experience, to what an interesting experience. And then coming week after week, I thought, what a good experience, because it got me here. It got me here. And then I meandered. Life being life and me being me, I explored other things and for many years. And then a year ago, I thought, see, I got rusty. So something happened to me, I got a diagnosis, and I thought, oh, bad, negative. I have to call someone. I happen to be a psychotherapist. I know many good, excellent psychotherapists I could have called. But I needed someone who not only understood me and not only could help me through the human thing I was going through, but who would be that wrapped in something more, wrapped in someone who knew what I became too rusty to remember. My own sacredness, my own open heart, my own I am that was bigger than my diagnosis. And so I forgot about my diagnosis. I don't think about it unless someone remembers me. What was bad was, again, interesting and good, and now something for which I am extraordinarily grateful. So I had a very good line here. Let me find this line because it's a very good line. Very good line. So communion has become community. Negative has been replaced by namaste. And losing a part of me has been replaced by spirit. I bless each and everything that has gotten me here, and I am forever grateful. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, yeah, I'll do that. Okay, I think, Kathy, thank you so much. That was really, 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 really great. Can't hear me? Can you hear me now? Okay. There's a song next. I got that. Okay, okay. Okay, so we have a song, and while I'm up here, rather than go down and come back again, I'm going to say that after the song, Reverend Michelle, or Dr. Reverend Michelle will come up and do her talk. Thank you.
I don't think I can think of another song that would be perfect to follow Kathy's talk. Here we go. I expect a miracle right now, a miracle today, a miracle. I receive a miracle right now, a miracle today, a miracle. One more time, I expect. I expect a miracle right now, a miracle today, a miracle. I receive a miracle right now, a miracle today, a miracle. Consider the light where I'm going. A miracle already is. You know it's already here. Your wishes and hopes become a miracle for real. I expect a miracle right now, a miracle today, a miracle. I receive a miracle right now, a miracle today, a miracle.
everyone. Thank you, choir. Thank you for that song that I asked for and that I missed twice. So thank you for that. Thank you, Kathy Duca. And she didn't really say, but her health is really in good shape. So while there was a diagnosis, I mean, she looks like the picture of health. So, you know, that's what happens when we let go and we trust. And the world as we know it right now, our metaphysical, spiritual understanding of life and science are in the textbook. I don't have a textbook with me. The first page, the first line in the textbook, that there will come a time when science and spirituality walk hand in hand. I'm paraphrasing. Well, the time is here. Yes. Now, we've known things for a very long time, and science, in trying to poo-poo us, turned around and decided to, you know, find out what's real, and they're finding out that what we've been saying for a long time is actually real. They give it other language and stuff, but this is real stuff. This is real stuff. So the title for my talk today is The Inner Battle Between Good and Evil, which is kind of an odd, you know, not a title you normally hear from me. And it says, humans are complicated. We have within us a world of characters that we have created, whether we realize it or not. We create the characters. We give them the personalities. We assign them their jobs. You might not realize it, but we do the assigning, which it can be like, oh man, like a heavy thing a bit of a burden to bear when you take responsibility. But the beauty is when we realize that, we go, oh, that which I create, I can recreate. That which I created, I can uncreate when necessary. So we have within us a moral compass in a battle of good and evil, and understanding that this battle exists leads us to personal freedom. So before I get started today, I want to ask you something right now. Where did your mind go when I used words like good and evil? What? Pay attention. And the truth is, our job is to pay attention to what we're paying attention to. So what did your mind do when I used those words, good and evil? Where did it go? Because depending upon, what? The Bible. He said the Bible. So depending upon where it went, where you placed your attention, that is going to grow and activate that experience in you in a greater way, and in me. So I'm not here today to incite an argument about the human psyche. What I want to talk to you about is the power of your attention. Because your attention and where you place it is what governs the landscape of your life. You know, Ted Lasso fans in the room? Anybody Ted Lasso fans? Not that many. Oh, people get Apple TV only for that purpose and watch Ted Lasso. We've been through it twice. And in this show, it's a show about this, they hired this American football coach to come and coach soccer, football, you know, European football. And it's hysterical and poignant, and it will grow you. It will grow you. But in the show, in the locker of their soccer team, they have above the door this big sign. You've seen it everywhere now. It's all over Facebook and places. I bought a little Christmas ornament that I'm gonna hang on my tree this year. And it's big yellow sign with like nasty, like dark, like ripped off tape, and it just says believe. Which sounds great, right? But that doesn't really say anything. Because believe in itself, belief in and of itself is nothing. It needs to be qualified. Belief and or believe must be qualified. It's qualified by what you believe in. We had a great conversation the other day, and the conversation was led back to taking medication. You know, for 65 years, I wasn't on meds. And then all of a sudden I go, and I'm like, okay, now I'm on something, right? No, not fun drugs. I'm talking about medication. And what happened was initially I was taking it. She said I was unusual. So while I was taking it, though, I wasn't happy. And I was condemning it a little. I don't want to be on this stuff. I don't want to be. Where was my attention? I had to get with the medication. I had to turn around and say, I either need to not take it or I need to bless it. So for anyone, if you're taking something and it's something, just because your doctor recommends it and you've agreed, bless what they have recommended or do something else. Because it is our attention that activates and sets us up, because we are living under the banner, under this corporate experience of spirit that is constantly living or supporting our consciousness by yes. And it happens quietly and it happens subliminally. So if you're not paying attention to where your attention is, you might not realize, because the unspoken things you didn't catch, spirit is feeding that intention. Do you catch that? It is very important. Now, I'm not talking about denying your struggles. I don't mean that. I don't mean that. But to pay attention to how you hold it, to pay attention to how you speak about it, to pay attention to how you talk to someone else about it. And this I've said many times, but I'm going to say it again because I know you forget. Because you know what? Sometimes I forget. Talk to someone who won't believe you. Talk to someone who won't give power to your struggle, but who knows how to look past that struggle to the essence that lives at the very heart and the perfection of your being. The people that I connect most with, I know, and I feel safest around, are people who let me do my flailing around, but they're aware of my center grounded point. We need to be surrounded by individuals that will support us and shore us up. Okay. Because a silent judgment, a silent opinion, a silent fear, a silent worry becomes unchallenged, becomes an intention. Catch that? A silent fear, worry, unchallenged anxiety becomes an intention, because spirit doesn't have time to say, well, Desiree meant that, but she didn't mean that. Spirit is just living with this yes, pouring itself into us in the most stunning, beautiful ways. And we are either going to use it or misuse it. So, on every Sunday morning at 9 o'clock, to those of you who have not yet taken time, you don't want to get up in the morning, well, now it's online. I cannot encourage you enough to get in a 9 o'clock in the morning conversation with these other individuals who are unpacking. This year, it's this book, Living This. These are all the tabs, because Neil and I had to figure out how to turn it into a year. But they are unpacking the science of mind in a practical way. Please consider, just check it out. But, oh wait, that's not the page, hold on. There it is. So, Ernest Holmes was not just into metaphysics. He actually had a lot of respect for psychology. And he blended the two together more than people realize. And unfortunately today, some of his leanings weren't always embraced and appreciated. And then my beloved husband, what did I say? Beloved. Hubba, hubba. No, it's my husband. Pop to you. He's doing sign language, sorry, online, you can't see him. This is what Ernest Holmes said. Since the modern approach to mental science has developed simultaneously Along both the psychological and metaphysical fronts, it is well to analyze our position and determine where we agree with the psychological method and where we depart somewhat from it. For whether or not we are conscious of the fact, or we more or less combine both methods. This is kind of a justification for me in my ministry, to be honest with you, is the blending of two. This is why I do what I do. Unfortunately, many people in the metaphysical field do not understand this, and in their ignorance of the subject, deny psychology a place in their system. And just as unfortunately, many psychologists do not understand the metaphysical viewpoint, and in their ignorance deny its place in their field. With the broader understanding of both fields, there will be a more conscious cooperation, for each in its own way is seeking to help and to be helped. So I'm going to kind of expose us for a second, Kathy. Somewhere at the end of October, November, Kathy and I are going to be starting a podcast. And she's going to bring the psychotherapy. I'm going to bring this, the spirituality, and it's called radical optimism. But the point is, it's the blending of the two, creating filters that we see our lives through. It's going to be on Sunday nights at 9 o'clock, for those of you who can stay up that late. But because it's both ends. And then the more we begin to unpack, and science is doing a lot right now to give new language to us. But here's a fact. Our attention to details and particular feelings will guide and govern our experience. What we often forget is this: God, spirit, energy, give it whatever name you like, is an open, ever-flowing fountain of yes. Open, ever-flowing fountain of yes. You don't have to try to heal. You have to allow healing. We don't have to go get our good. We have to allow our good. We don't have to go force love. We have to allow love. We very often get caught up and we forget, and we think we have to make things happen. What we have to do is get the heck out of the way. Get out of the way and accept what is divinely yours. Yours, it's your divine birthright. Your divine birthright is right there needling you, but you think you have to cultivate it for some reason. What you have to do is allow it, accept it. Yes? Yes. Matter of fact, a couple of weeks ago I did a talk here. I don't remember when it was. Time is interesting. and it was called Live from Yes. And then we had a lovely conversation over there, and we chatted, and some people talked about, I asked the question, what have you not said yes to that you wish you did? And then we went home, and I got a phone call from someone, and this is what happens sometimes when an opportunity comes. All of a sudden I went, and Neil said to me, you said to live from yes. Okay, yes. But we have to remember, my attention in that moment was on my fear. And he reminded me to get off it. Get off it. Yeah, thank you. So there's a story you all know, and it's a story about this grandfather. And it's probably just a metaphor. It's not a real story, I don't think so. But and it's a story about two wolves, right? You remember this story? Yeah. One wolf is evil, and he is angry, he is envious, he has sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, and guilt. Oh, and with resentment and inferiority, lies, false pride, superiority, and ego. Can anybody relate to some of that? No. And the grandfather, talking to his grandson, went on to say, I have these two wolves, and one is that, but the other is hope and peace and joy, serenity, humility, kindness, benevolence, empathy, generosity, truth, compassion, and faith. and the wolves are fighting to death. Now, the grandson said, but grandfather, which wolf will win? And the grandfather said to the grandson, the one you feed. We have to remember to place our attention on the wolf that we want to win. Speaking of that, I just took my grandkids to the wolf preserve up in out in Sussex County. It's worth a trip. It's worth a trip. Beautiful, stunning wolves. So it was kind of appropriate because I knew I was going to use this story. To stay healthy, we must learn to monitor this internal activity. So when it comes to good and evil, you have to be able to sit in that intersection. You have to be able to sit in that intersection. You have to be able to at one point say, yeah, I am a really totally judgmental, negative witch. Oh, but I'm a really optimistic, loving, accepting being. You have to be comfortable in accepting and allowing both. Folks, they both exist. And if you are so against the less popular side of you, if you're so against that one being seen and experienced, what will happen is you will deny it and deny it and deny it until it sabotages your life, your decisions, everything. So when I say good and evil, because in Science of Mind, evil is not an individual, it's not an entity. It's a misuse of the law. It's a total misuse of this law that we depend upon. You know, just recently, I had an opportunity to feel really crappy, really crappy about myself. I had an opportunity that was sparked, and it was hard. And for a moment, oh man, all of my not enoughness came up. Do you know what I mean? Can anybody relate to that? Yes. All of it sparked my not enoughness. And for a shorter period of time than ever in my life, for the short period of time, I was indulging in what a crummy, unskilled piece of doggy doo-doo, keeping it clean, that I am. But this is what happened. I went home and I sat down and I remembered in sitting, which is the position for me of receptivity, and I remembered who I was. I remembered my own principles. I remembered what I teach. I remembered that to not take things personally. I remembered that I'm not that you know, because I have if you've ever taken one of my classes, I have the foundational principles, and one of those principles is no one is against you, even if they think they are, which is a big thing for individuals to embrace. But I remembered that. I remembered who I was. And in the shortest amount of time in maybe the history of me, I took this experience that was painful and distracting and shrunk it down to remember I am the recipient of the presence of God. I am the place where love resides. And Spirit wants only to love through me, and Spirit only wants to love through you. Because Spirit loves itself so much, you know what it did? It created out of itself Alyssa and Andrew and Ingrid and Lee and Marcia and Marilyn. Spirit so loved itself, it created you out of it. But we forget that sometimes. You ever forget? Yeah, we forget. So we have to remember that you are not an accident. You are here by divine appointment. And it's imperative that we do not give more voice to the struggle and to the strife and to the judgment and the opinion of less than we do to remember I stand in the glory of God. Which is not something you hear me say often, trying to keep it all, secular and scientific. But the truth is, that's my experience. For you, it might read as, I am worthy of standing in my own power. I am worthy of all the love that surrounds me. That might be your language. But by any language, you and I must remember, and if we're here in community, and I love that, Kathy. What was it? Communion. It's a community. I love that. We must commune with each other. And the communion that we take is the communion of love. The communion of embracing each other on a Sunday. The communion of breaking bread together and being in each other's company. That is a type of communion. And when we take it, the community is solidified. Yes? Yes. And right now, sometimes I believe this is what happens, and I've seen it. I see evidence of it. Sometimes we're so close, we're so immersed in what we have, we forget we have it. You know what I'm talking about? We don't appreciate it. You guys might not appreciate the fact that for 21 years, we've always had a live band. 21 years, because that was one of our values. For 21 years, we've had a value of diversity, inclusion, and equity that didn't have to be communicated by putting signs on the wall. We didn't have to do a campaign that said, "Come on, black people." We didn't have to do that. Why? Because it was a value. We don't have to put signs on the wall that says gay, lesbians, and all varieties are welcome here. Why? Because it lives in the values of who we are. And when we communicate to each other from that place, we don't have to go out and try to get. We live in the glory of the presence of the one by means of us. Yes? Yes. And so when you go outside, I think sometimes when we hear, we might forget, but you ever walk so far? You ever have this experience? And Marilyn Sarnowski, she tells us some stories. She's in retail. And she tells us some stories of the people that surround her. And so she comes back to us for like, oh, thank God. Some of you might have jobs or positions where you're out and you're engaging the world, the unconscious world, and then you come back and you, oh, thank God, right? Let's take a breath. Oh, thank God. That's what this is. This is the oasis. This is a reprieve from the frickin' insanity that we are surrounded in right now. And it's out there. Oh my gosh, it's out there. So, what I want you to leave with is this. Pay attention to what you are paying attention to. Pay attention. And I'm going to ask you today, if you can, if you're comfortable, everybody to stand while we close this with the spiritual mind treatment. Even if you're home behind your desks and you're in your comfy chairs, come on, stand up. Put your hands, if you will, on your heart or somewhere connect with yourself, or you can connect with another, but connect in a way that's conscious. And know with me right now that the power, the presence, the love, the one, the flow, the ebbing and flowing of good that is everywhere present, that moves in, through, and as each and every one of us is magnificent, it is glorious, it is powerful. And as we accept and allow it, it rains on us in greater ways, not like the hailstorm yesterday, but it rains on us in ways that carries from us this toxicity and leaves us pure and holy and whole. Not because I say this, but because when you and I accept and allow, Spirit does its work through us. It It is natural. You and I were meant to thrive. You and I are meant to be healthy. You and I are meant to be wildly, wonderfully in love, even if it's only in love with our own being. We're meant to prosper. You and I must consciously get out of the way by paying attention to what we're paying attention to. Take a breath with me, if you will. Oh. I get a little excited because the word has power, especially if we accept it and allow it. Let us feel this presence. Let us feel it sinking in at every cell of our body temple. So I'm going to speak this word for each one here again, saying, health is your divine birthright. Let us accept health, yes?
Yes.
Prosperity is your divine birthright. Are you willing to accept prosperity?
Yes.
Love is your divine birthright. Are you willing to accept love? Joy is your birthright. Are you willing to accept joy? Yes. For this and so much more, I am so incredibly grateful. So grateful. I live into and from that gratitude, and I allow it to be so right here and right now. Please join me in arousing. And so it is. Hallelujah. Thank you, God. Thank you. I know that is there a song or is it a song? Okay, I'm going to come up next. Thank you.
And of course, we invite you all to sing along. I'll give you as much prodding as I can. It starts with the words, it's love. Here we go. It's love. That is the faith. That is the faith. That is the trust. That is the trust. That is the knowing. That is the knowing. It's love. It's love. That is the prayer. That is the prayer. That is the light. That is the light. That is the knowing. That is the knowing. Have some love. 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 Now that you know it, join in. It's love. Here we go. It's love. That is the faith. That is the trust. That is the trust. That is the knowing. That is the knowing. It's love. It's love. That is the prayer. That is the light. That is the knowing. That is the knowing. Have some love. Everybody get up and give love to each other. Come on. Sing it to each other. Have some love. Have some love. Find somebody to sing it to. Have some love. Have some love. Have some love. Let's do that again. Have some love. Come on. Have some love. 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 faith. That is the faith. That is the trust. That is the trust. That is the knowing. That is the knowing. It's love. It's love. That is the prayer. That is the prayer. That is the light. That is the light. That is the knowing. That is the knowing. Have some love.
So before Bill comes up, I want to call attention to something. We have a beloved member who, kind of an unsuspecting member who was with us for many years, and we celebrated his birthday along with Eulitz many years ago, Tranis Pegram, and he just made his transition. So I will let the members know through the, and again, I'm going to say, because I know many of you don't open it, but that's where the information, I'll put the information in there about the memorial service, and you'll get that Monday or Tuesday. It usually comes out on Tuesday. And he had a good life. He was surrounded by his family. And Tony, all kudos to Tony, who was keeping real connection with him, and as an extension of this community. So again, thank you. Thank you for doing that.
We did have him online one last time.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. We had him online. Yeah. Yes, the day before he passed. So he got to pass with love, right? He got to pass with a touchstone of us. So to support Kathy's beautiful metaphor of instead of community, I just want to show you over the next couple of weeks, there's classes coming. Reverend Joe Christiana, there's book studies. I have two book studies that are coming, and classes. Classes are a great way to stay in community and to grow your understanding of the teaching. So I can't encourage you enough to participate. Now, unfortunately, you're doing a testimonial?
Yes, can I say something?
Yes, you can. But you have to do it here. Because they have to hear you. We're holding you to whatever you say.
I have been in this teaching, I don't know, since the 70s, okay? I have taken so many classes. I have gotten so sick of taking classes that I said I'm not going to take another class again. I want to tell you that the past, I don't know how many months, I have taken class after class after class. What I want you to hear is that my life is shifting. It is changing. I encourage you, take class. If you need something, take a class. Okay? Thank you.
Or retake it. Or just to be in it. And I'm going to say this again, and I'll say it again. We in the center have been very committed to never letting finances get in the way. If that's what you're like, don't worry about it. Just talk to us. Just talk to us. We're here for you. That's what we do. I love you all. Talk to you soon.
Oh, okay. So now's the time for conscious giving. And, it's always said that to tithe or give to where you're spiritually fed. And I believe that because you're here, you are absolutely, maybe even feeling full right now around being spiritually fed. So we do need money to keep this all going. I mean, monergy, I'm going to call it, because, it just needs that. So whatever you give, already we are extremely thankful for what you have given and what you may be giving. So give from your heart, give from your knowing, give from what works for you, that has supported you to be wherever you are right now. And I know that's good. Some of you may not think so, but it is. I know it is. All right, so if you would go along with me to read the conscious giving affirmation. And one other thing, that in case I forget after this, is that we do have a kind of a plate back there that if you want to give something today, we would appreciate it. Okay. I bless this gift that I give today. I give this gift from my heart, and I give it mindfully. May my gift go further to heal, prosper, and bless this center and all who enter. I accept all good that comes as a result of this flow, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly, and so it is. Yes, thank you. Yes, you know, there's opportunities that Reverend Michelle was talking about, and I won't read all these right now because she pretty much mentioned all of them, right? You can go online and cslnj.org, okay, and you can find exactly what you might need. Now, the thing I'm going to ask you is why? What's your why? Why would you take a class? And as Tony was saying, oh, I've done so many classes, I'm not doing it anymore. Well, I got news for you. There's always more. You are never ending. There's always more. Now, I don't know how many, maybe 7 or 8 classes that are being given. And if there's something you resonate with, and your mind says, like Reverend Michelle said, oh, you know, the money, no, don't let that get in the way. But what about your schedule? Oh, I got a busy schedule or whatever. We're talking about you. I'm talking about you and your expansion, your growth, your beingness. And what is the why? And I'm going to just say it. The bottom line for all of you is happiness. Yes. You want to be happy, right? Yes. No matter what it is, you can go out and get a great job, have the right partner, or have enough money with this, with a beautiful house on the beach, whatever. That ain't going to make you happy. It'll have to be nice and be convenient and all that stuff, but it won't make you happy. Because happiness is already what you are. And that's what Reverend Michelle was alluding to. You are that which you want to be. Now, you are it. So, please, love to have you in class. I'm teaching a couple of classes. Reverend Michelle is. I'm not sure if there's a... Joe Christiana is, right?
By Nettie.
She speaks by Nettie, yep. Okay, but you can find all that online. Yep. I just wanted you to be aware that you're here and participating in here because you get something. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here, right? So please, come be with us. We'd love to have you. Thank you very much. Okay, we have a song.
We do. And a song that says exactly what you just said.
Yes, okay.
Everybody, let's do it. Thank you. right before you leave, too.
I also. Did this die? This died. Oh no, it's good. I have a request. I need 2 volunteers, not for today, but for a simple, easy, gentle, because I know people are a lot afraid right now of being overtaxed. But I have a request for 2 people to help me with the project for the center. I'm telling you, it's very gentle. So if you have any interest in serving, please give me a holler and come talk to me right after service. I love you all. Bye. All right.